Welcome back to video 3 of why the fuck does anyone read the news again? I don't know. I'm actually quite shocked by what I'm seeing here. How to prepare your brand from Web3. You know what? Fuck off. You can go away. I'm just going to ban your fucking site. So that's 7 news. This is going to be gold. I'm not even looking at the screen right now, but I can tell you this is going to be gold. This is going to be gold. Why? Because it's from 7 news. Fuck, here we go. Here we go. What's the headline? Australian companies take part in... Oh, yeah, here we go. So what you're basically doing is getting everyone excited for a 4-day working week, which most companies won't actually... put on board, and so therefore what you're basically doing is baiting people into clicking on the article to see whether they're eligible for a 4-day working week, which they probably won't be because statistics say they won't be. But let's click on the article. Let's take a journey. All right. This one down here, I might even, hang on. Australian companies take part in 4-day working. I bet you there's only about 2 or 3 of them. And I bet you they'll be big conglomerates too. With no cut to their pay, even though they're doing a 4-day working week. Can you imagine how enticing that is to the average reader of the newspaper? Would my company be taking part? No. Let's see. I mean, I'm going to guarantee you that the answer is no. But let's see, just in case you work for a company that will be putting people in a 6-month pilot program, right? And this is sort of virtue signaling because there's a good chance that they'll put you on the program for 6 months and then they'll tell you that, it just didn't work out. So we've gone back to the whole 5-day schedule. But, it was good while you had it, wasn't it? Anyway, let's move on. Because, man, I'm working myself up. And I don't want to be disappointed, but let's see. More than a dozen companies in Australia. And New Zealand, for fuck's sake. So you're even splitting these dozen companies in between 2 different countries, even though we're brothers, man. The NZers, Pakis, the Maoris, the Australians, we all get along well, man. We love a good beer in the pub. But let's be honest, you're splitting the statistics between 2 different countries. I mean, what's that? What do we got? About 28 million, I think, in Australia now. And I think you've got about maybe 5 million. So we're talking about 35 million. And we're also talking about a dozen companies. So, I mean, if you crunch the numbers there, and let's do a bit of basic math in our heads, there's a big number and a really small number. All right. So let's move on though, because I'm sure we'll get some more insights. Let's chuck this fucking Telstra ad away at the end, at the bottom here, because to be quite honest, I'd enjoy any ad at the bottom of my phone other than Telstra ad, and I can't even get rid of it. All right, so it's just gonna sit there. Yep, no worries. Let's read the article anyway. So more than a dozen companies, in a trial, just weeks after an identical. Oh, right, okay, so they've got an idea from someone else. Yeah, good one. That's innovative, sarcastic kind of way. Australia, to begin with, employs at 20. Wait, what? Okay, so when they say more than a dozen, okay, so technically 20 is more than a dozen. Work 1 day, The tradeoff. So hang on. All right, so this is funny. All right, I'm gonna read this paragraph, and then I'll explain what I think it means. The paragraph starts with this: the trade-off for workers receiving 100% of their pay for working only 80% of their time is that they maintain the 100% of their productivity. So, in other words, you do this amount of work in 5 days. We want you to only work 4 days, but we want you to work 1/20th? Yeah. So a 20% more each day. So at the end of the 4 days, it still adds up to 100%. This is so hilarious that I'm actually having trouble thinking, and my maths is because there's so many thoughts running through my head right now as to why this article is just. I don't know. Oh man. Alright, so basically you want people to work as much as they do in 5 days, but you want them to do it in 4 days. And then they can have the next day off because they worked as hard in the last 4 days as they would have on the day that is tomorrow that they now get off. Wow. I mean, look, I can't shame 7 News for reporting on this sort of stuff because this is what 7 News, this is their bread and butter. This is what they do for a living. 7 News report on just shit. All right. I think I've spent enough time on that fucking paragraph. That is, wow. All right. So let's move on. All right. So let's move this shit down and we'll start reading the rest. Let's see what other gems we come up with. Let's see what other gold we dig up. Australian, New Zealand companies taking part. Yep. Okay, so you're just naming businesses now. And not even businesses. I was like, oh, this is a marketing team, and this is a communications team, and this is a fucking health and work. Yeah. Okay, cool. But you do name one. Technology firm, Our Community. Never heard of you. Oh, here we go. They're going to explain because they want it. What do they want to do? They want to tell you how good they are in a news article, and so therefore you remember them in the future. Let's see what the CEO, Dennis, what's his name? Dennis Morality. Let's see what Dennis has to say about his technology firm called Our Community. It might be a very good community. I just think, Dennis, this sort of article is not the sort of article that you use to advertise your business. But let's see if you do it a good job, Dennis. Let's see. What have you got to say for yourself? I'll read it out loud. Our community has been a traditional office-based, okay. With what we have learned in the past 2 years, we are now in a position to implement changes, trust employees to maintain productivity and make sure mate, you're saying a lot of buzzwords there, bud. You're saying a lot of buzzwords. You're using positive terms like trust and implement changes because, you know, every employee has something wrong with their workplace, right? And they expect their CEOs, they expect their senior executives to make changes to adapt to those people's just how they enjoy working in your company. And so these are just positive buzzwords from a CEO. But let's move on. Let's see what Dennis has to say for himself. Okay. So they're implementing changes. Yep. Trust employees to maintain productivity. In other words, we don't trust you, but let's see if we can trust you, and then we'll know whether we can trust you in the future or not. That's basically what Dennis is saying right there. And let's move on and make sure work-life balance is supported. See, that's another marketing term. And work-life balance is very important. Except the thing is, your definition of work-life balance as an employee is different to the expectations of the CEO that runs the company that you work for. See, his interpretation of work-life balance when it comes to you as an employee is a lot different to your interpretation of work-life balance to him as a there's a word, a minion. Yeah. I don't actually like the word minion anymore. I think it's a good word, but unfortunately some cartoon movie has taken over the word, and whenever you say the word minion, people just imagine this fucking cartoon movie with yellow things in it. And I've never even seen that movie, but it's ruined the word minion for me for the rest of my life, because there's some people out there who their sole knowledge about language and just culture in general is based on movies that are designed for kids. And that's a bit of a worry in my mind. But let's move on. Let's move on with the article and see what Dennis and other people have to say. Most of all, responding to the shift. Yeah, right. Oh, here we go. Oh, so okay, so you're responding to the shift we're seeing with employees having more of a voice. Do you know what that sounds like? You've put a fucking 7-word sentence when I can sum that up in one word, and that one word is mutiny. Mutiny. That's what you're facing with your employees. You like to dress it up in bigger words, not even bigger words. Look at the words. I mean, the word with the most syllables is employees. So he's not even using big words. But what he's doing is he's using more words than he needs to, because what he wants to say is, I fear a mutiny. But unfortunately, he doesn't want to admit that because he's scared of what his employees will do when they revolt. Anyway, let's move on. Companies cannot grow, achieve social impact, or reach amazing amazing value. See, there you go. There's the money. So you don't want to put the money first, because that makes you seem like you're a bit greedy. But being being a CEO, it's all about the money. But the fact that you put that third tells me the sort of person you are, Dennis. I know every business has to, generate revenue to survive. So the thing is, Dennis, is you don't mention that. I'm sorry, I just got a little bit of heartburn just then, and so I had to breathe in very deeply to get rid of it. What I'm saying about Dennis is, what Dennis doesn't realise is, of course, increasing revenue is great for board members and it's great for a company, all right? Because that's how companies survive. Except, Dennis, see, the thing is, what you shouldn't be saying to the public is about valuations and money and all that sort of shit, because the consumer who uses your products, they don't give a fuck about how much money your company's making. What they want is a good service for a reasonable price. And if you keep going on about how much fucking valuation or money or anything like that about how your company's making, it makes people reluctant to actually give your company money, because they think you might have enough already and you don't really deserve more, unless they actually need to use your product because you've cornered the market and no one else is offering a product like you're offering. But you're not. So just drop the money aspect and the valuation aspect, because really it's only the board members and the other people involved in the high level of that company that give a fuck about that. The employees, your customers, they don't want to hear how much money you're making. Let's move on. I've ranted enough. Okay, so he's saying it's time. So he's doing a good thing. So he thinks he's doing a good thing, but he's not. Dennis, I'm going to quote you specifically because that's what's in this article. Dennis, let me remind you, he is the CEO of some company called fucking, let's see. Oh, technology firm called Our Community. See, now what Dennis has to say is, it's time we as leaders, okay, I wouldn't put myself on that pedestal yet, Dennis, because what I've already read from you is let's just put that in the pending pile, shall we? Right? But we need to find ways to return some of this investment to them, not just in wages, bonus, and equity, but with time, so they can use the rest of those things to build a life they love. Yet you're talking about making people work 4 days a week, but with 5 days of effort, but in 4 days. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, okay. So they specifically mentioned that there's a program being run by not-for-profit. See, not-for-profit, those are words that I don't like to use the word trigger, because I feel like it's a buzzword, and people use it in the wrong way a lot of the time. So I don't like to use the word trigger. But what that is, by mentioning that it's not for profit, you're putting them. What? Jesus, I got a muted tab, man. Someone's playing trivia. Hang on. Righto. So you mentioned not for profit. And now what have we got? Andrew Barnes, the entrepreneur who conceived. Oh, he conceived the. I mean, Barnesy, look, he might be a good bloke and stuff. I don't know, but let's be honest. You didn't conceive the 4-day work week, mate. It's been around for a long time. I'm pretty sure some Spanish countries and cities, they have quite a liberal way of looking at the work week. They entitle their workers to take rest breaks throughout the day. I'm going to use the word siesta, but that's only because I've heard of it from Warner Brothers cartoons. But at the same time, though, it does have a definite definition in the Spanish language. So whether I'm using the term correctly or not, I don't know. But what is his name? Barnesy. Yeah, Andrew Barnesy. Yeah. You didn't invent the 4-day work week, mate. Let's be honest. Fuck, we did. Here we go. We recognise, here we go. He's talking himself up. 5 no longer fuck me. Do you know I mentioned this shit to my boss years ago? Thing is, he was an old school dickhead, so he thought everyone that worked from home was fucking bludgeon. Yeah, he's fucking laughing out the back of his face now, isn't he? When most of his fucking employees are at home. What are they doing? They're keeping the business propped up. Yeah, can't do that if you're bludgeon, can you, Mark? Fucking idiot. We simply cannot go on as we have been, and we welcome the forward-thinking companies. Australasia, who would drive? Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, here we go. Global pilots, fucking. Here we go. Identical pilots are also currently on the way in Canada. Yeah, right. So, pretty much the Western world. Anyone who thinks the same, especially because we've got the internet, we can easily convey our message to other people around the world. All of a sudden, these other countries have gotten on board of maybe working from home and isn't as bludgy as people like Mark think. I mean, when you're the senior HR manager of a fucking company, and you can't trust your employees, well then, who's the fucking fool, cunt? That's, it ain't your fucking employees, that's for sure. Until now, Iceland had yeah, okay, sorry. I thought they misused that word there. The biggest problem, yeah, right. Jesus. Hang on. They did this test on public sector workers, and they found no drop in productivity. All right. What we need to do is we need to do an immigration program in Australia where we import Icelandic workers to work in the public sector. Because, let's be honest, the public sector of this country has a reputation of hoarding bludgers. Or for anyone that's not familiar with that term, it's an Australian word for people who don't work that hard and just take the piss, even though you pay them to do 8 hours work. But these Icelandic people, they didn't see a drop. And I'm not taking the piss here. We need to fucking import those people. Get some shit moving. Because right now it's a fucking... Oh, mate. And that's coming from somebody who lives in Canberra now, surrounded by people like this. Anyway, let's move on. So what else? There's millions of employees switching remote. Yep. catering. Yep. Yep. All right. So people are starting to wake up that not everyone works from home as a bludger. All right. Well, good on yous. It's about fucking time. Yeah, the rest is shit. Oh, it's CNN. Now I know why I'm disappointed by the article, but yeah, and the rest is just fucking shitty ads. What's this? Two idiots fucking... Oh, God. Yeah, right. Everyone's becoming rich and flying everywhere and looking for new girlfriends. Whatever. No offense to the people who like boyfriends. Everyone's getting a fucking new friend, apparently, but... And let's just double check. What's this? We're just going to click on this video for a sec, because what the headline is Australian companies to take part in a 4-day working week trial. Not every. We're talking about a dozen. Actually, no. What did they say? They said employees at 20 companies across Australia and New Zealand. So, yeah, good clickbait headline there, you idiot. Let's see what the video for the article is, because I'm gonna say I'm gonna say at the best that it's slightly related, but just by looking at the just by looking at the thumbnail, I'm gonna say that it's not even related to the article at all. But let's see. Let's go on this journey together.
Use your business side.
With QuickBooks Invoice and Expense Management, you can tap into your business side to do more of what you love.
A cafe employee is recovering after having hot coffee thrown at him in Sydney. Police are now hunting for the offender, with the entire incident...
All right, I'm really sorry about that ad in the beginning there, but it only took me 7 seconds into the video to realise that this video has nothing to do with the fucking article that we're reading. And I'm really sorry that you were punished with, what was it, like 14 seconds or 15 seconds of a video that was not even related to what I'm saying. And even the video from 7 News is also not related to the article that I just explained to you. And this is exactly why that I say 7 News is fucking shit house. And so is 9 News, but the biggest king shit of all, if you can take that glory, because most people wouldn't, but they seem to want to. The biggest king shit of all is news.com.au, and any paper or media outlet that deals with Rupert Murdoch in general. He can go fuck himself, and his newspapers are shit. So, I mean, but at least 7 and 9 aren't as bad as you. But it shouldn't be a competition to sink to the bottom the fastest, you see. But I'm gonna cut this video off because this is just fucking getting painful.